everyone. Welcome back to another Mental Wellness Wednesday. My name is Desiree. I am a licensed therapist, Christian counselor, and life coach. So today I want to give you 3 amazing things that you can do to overcome emotional pain. So this ties into my previous video. I was talking about, can a relationship survive a loss of trust? Can you regain trust? If you have not watched that video, you definitely want to check that out. I did get some great feedback from that video, which leads me into talking about how do you recover from emotional pain overall, which I think will answer a lot of the questions on how do I recover from past hurts? How do you recover from emotional pain from your past? That's important. From the past, okay? That's still hurting you today. So here are 3 things that you can do. Number 1 is journaling. And one of the things that I wanted to add here is that journaling doesn't have to be writing. Okay, we do live in a modern age. A lot of cell phones have voice memos, at least on the Apple, it's called a voice memo. I don't know about others, but voice memos, you guys, are designed for recording your thoughts. I don't think that, Apple intended that to be a therapeutic device. However, I do recommend that you use voice memos if writing is not your thing, because we have to do things that are going to actually be effective in what we will actually do. So, and by journaling, I don't mean every day I write in my journal and, so when I say journaling, I just wanted to kind of preface that because I'm not necessarily talking about writing any journal, even though that does help equally. But doing voice memos where you're talking out your thoughts and you can revisit those by listening to them at a later date. I think that that is really helpful. The purpose here is to get it out, okay? To get it out, okay? And journaling or voice memos is one way that you can do that, okay? Which ties into the next way, and that is to somehow symbolize letting go, getting rid of the things that have hurt you. So you can take that piece of paper that you wrote some things on, you can burn it, you can take something that's symbolic of your emotional pain from your past, you can throw it in a lake, you can, attach something heavy to it and make sure it sinks to the bottom. This is all symbolism. Another way that's kind of funny that I recommend my clients is that they take a kickboxing class and just destroy that punching bag, like pulverize it, okay? Make that thing that's haunting you, whether, from emotional pain from your past, I don't generally recommend it as a person. I want them to imagine the root of it, whether that is, if it has to be a person, then it has to be a person. But more than that, I think it needs to be representative of like whatever is haunting you, any sort of disappointment, anything that caused anger. It might be at a job. It might be maybe a mistake that you made that, is you're regretful of that. It was a season of your life of addiction or just bad choices and you didn't care, and so that punching bag can represent all of that. Whether that's anger you need to let out, sadness, frustration, whatever it is. But before they go, they have to agree, okay? All short of signing an agreement. They have to completely agree that if you're going to do this, if you're going to let out your anger, you have got to leave it all on the floor. Afterwards, that thing that's dead. It's dead to you, okay? And so that's part of the agreement, that if they're going to go and do that, then they have to agree that this is something that's dead and it's not going to be brought up again. It's over, okay? Some kind of finalization. So that's number 2, okay? And I understand that doesn't necessarily mean it's really over. That might be a step in their healing, but there might be some things that still come up, and obviously that's leads me as a segue to my third point. They all kind of just flowed. Is, you know, the last and certainly not least is to talk to someone, you guys. Even if that someone is God, you know, I want people to release themselves of the stigma of receiving therapy, talking to a counselor. I don't think there's really a stigma in coaching, you know, which is one of the reasons why I've taken that up to offer a greater opportunity to help people. Just one more chance to get people the help that they need. A lot of people I hear say, well, I should go to therapy. I probably need to go to therapy. You know, people say that, but they don't do it. And that's why we really live in such a hurt and broken world. But that's another video. I just want to encourage you to talk to someone, even if that's just God. You know, I understand everyone can't afford to talk to a therapist. And I also understand that you may not have mentors or people in your life that you feel comfortable with talking. Or maybe you already have and you don't want to bother people. Sadly, we're not always there for each other. You know, I think that some of the time that when people say, oh, you know, just talk to God, girl, you just got to pray about it. I do think that some of that is laziness. I think that people are just have an unwillingness to carry other people's burdens, as sad as that might seem. So if all you have is you know, we are unashamedly Christian here at Creative Virtue LLC, but whatever your higher power is or whatever, I do encourage you to certainly lay that at the feet of Jesus, because he's an ever-present help in time of trouble. The Psalms say that he's present to those who are brokenhearted and of a contrite spirit. He draws near to us when we are most hurt. So if you don't have anyone else to talk to God. He's probably the only one that can really help you anyway. However, God does use us. He does tell us to bear one another's burdens. And sadly, I just feel like people are so overwhelmed that they don't make time for others, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, those were 3 things that you can do to overcome emotional pain from your past. There is so much more, but again, you can tune in each week for some free mental health tips. I pray that this was helpful for you. You are more than welcome to like, share this with others. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get new videos as they come out. Not only do I post on Wednesdays, but sometimes I do post on Fridays or Mondays, just as things come up. Also, if you're interested in talking to a professional, I have my information down below. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.